Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just gonna do a what's in the bag. So I just got basically a entirely new set of clubs. So just the way this camera is angled, it's hard to see my actual golf bag. But it's Sun Mountain. It's I like the bag. It's these little things are kind of like I get kind of weird about. It's just I really like this bag. I really like the other bag that I had that I don't have anymore. But there was an incident recently where I had to get a new bag and all new clubs. But I really like this one. And I was kind of disappointed because my prior bag I was getting to really like, and then one club in particular, my 1-iron, that is very it's harder to replace because it's an older version of the one that I'm using now. But overall, I hit all my clubs today on the range, and I'm just gonna go through each one and then the yardages, and then that type of thing. So I'll start with the putter. So I just got this Ping Sigma 2, and so again, I like this head cover. Again, it's just me being a bit like OCD. It has like a magnet in it, whereas my last putter cover was a Scotty Cameron, was Velcro, and it's just, I don't like it. It just can come off much easier. But this is the putter, it's Sigma 2. I literally have not hit a putt with this yet, but I just got it because the shaft goes straight to closer to the middle of the face. And so my other putter was a Scotty Cameron here, and then I always felt like the toe wanted to go like that. So I'm excited about this one. The cool thing about this one is it has a tool that you can use here on the end to, change the length, to as low as, looks like 32 inches. So, you can play around with it, and I shortened it quite a bit. And so, I'm excited. Totally different face. Obviously, this is like a rubbery insert to my Scotty, so I'm gonna have to calibrate it, but new putter, we'll see. Again, I love the head cover. It's like secure. So, also got all new wedges. So prior to this, I was using Vokey, and so these ones I just got a good deal on these. I didn't want to break the bank because I had a limited budget, but I got them used, but the faces are in pretty good condition. And this is the Mac Daddy 4. This is my lob wedge 60 degree. Stock yardage. It's kind of cool. I got this used, but it still had some of the original stickers on it. Dynamic gold tour issue. They're all wedge stiff. There's no real stiffness with wedges. They're all stiff, and it's in pretty good shape. I hit a few today. I wasn't so much worried about how it would feel, and I really like these Golf Pride cord grips. Stock shot with this 60 degree is 95 yards. So pretty much like the shorter clubs, literally the shorter ones. You pretty much hit all those similar as the tour guys. Can't really do too much with them. Stretch them. This is a 56 degree again, same Mac Daddy 4 and same shaft and same grip. I would say I think this one is about 115, is my stock number for my 56. I may actually go, might even be worth recording it, but I may actually go to the TrackMan at Golf Galaxy and get all the yardages soon when I kind of stabilize my swing. And this is a 52. So, there's about 4 degree gap between this and my pitching wedge and then all those other ones. So again, same shaft, same grip. I like the face. It feels kind of coarse, like it'll spin more than my other ones because these ones are newer. But this one, it's about like 125, I would say. Sometimes it kind of can stretch it, but that's probably because I'm hitting it thin or something. But so those are those. And so now, my iron set are these Srixon Z785s. So just looking at the profile, they're not exactly, they have a fairly thin top line, and so these are a few years old, like an older model, but extremely popular just in general for the better players. And so this is, they have this unique kind of sole design where this V pattern, you probably can't see it, is kind of meant to be able to get through the turf a little bit better with how much bounce they put on it. And then this got the KBS Tour 120 stiff. And then I love these Golf Pride grips with the cord. So the shaft is exact same as what I had before on my P770s. Similar year, actually. I think these are 1 year newer, but in terms of technology, but they're not as forgiving, in general. They're meant to be for people who really want to shape the ball. So if you have very good sensitivity of the club face, and then, you understand that, you want that to react that way, open or close or however, then you'd get these are kind of what they call like players irons. And so for lower handicap players, because they want the ball to react to exactly how the face is oriented. They don't want any compensation or anything. And so better players want the sweet spot to be loaded with most of the weight, because that's where they plan on hitting it most. So it's, first of all, just in general, a slightly smaller club head, I think. And then so there's less perimeter, and then there would also be less perimeter weighting, but not really too concerned about how the head is a bit smaller. It is a bit, it just requires a bit more concentration, I think is the right word for it, when you hit these kind. And then what I posted on my concepts video earlier is that I just have to swing actually a bit smoother, and that's the aspect that I like about these new irons. It's taking the fear of kind of standing over them and then converting it into a more repeatable golf swing. So those are all my irons, and then same thing, this is the 6 iron. Again, you can see like the profile, it's pretty thin, top line. And, they're just nice clubs though, just visually. They look really, really nice. They have a very sort of simple design, but so I took the 3 and the 4 iron out. I have those, but it doesn't make sense, for me to hit those. And so what I did do then to fill in that gap is these are my favorite clubs just in general. Probably, yeah, even up there with my 1 iron and 0 iron, but this is the TaylorMade UDI, the older versions. They have newer ones like these, but this is the RSI and this is the 3 iron. And so this is 20 degrees, which is what the stock, set came in. But, you can just see the top line is way thicker. So when you look down on it, I just have a lot more confidence. And I really like these Project X shafts, and so, we said wedge stiff, the irons are just stiff. These ones, now this one is extra stiff. And so as I get into my higher and higher clubs, I have extra stiff shafts. I don't really necessarily swing the club that fast, and honestly, I don't think there's really much difference between 6.5 and 6. This is 6.5. But in general, I just like this shaft. It looks like it's graphite, but it's actually steel. It's all black. And so the 2 iron that I no longer have, it's coming in the mail tomorrow. And then it's this exact club, except a 2 iron and then 18 degrees. And this one's 20 degrees. So, it's this one should go about 220 in the air at 20 degrees. And so, all my other clubs kind of just go proportional to that. I have a little bit of a gap because my 5 iron, it's about 205 or so. So, this one's about 220. And then, it's, then my 2 iron is about 235. That's coming, tomorrow. So those are my irons. My quote 2 iron functions as a 5 wood because I don't really enjoy hitting woods, just in general. Not good at it. So I'm very much like an irons player. And so, you know, this head cover was very important to me, enough for me to abandon my old set of clubs and then have somebody take them. But, you know, this club I had in the backup as a backup. And so this is it says a 1 on it. This is a Titleist U505, you know, utility iron. Still has like the new sticker on it. Hazardous smoke, 6.5. This one's extra stiff. I love this grip. I just wanted a different color, yellow. And, you know, this is 80-gram hybrid shaft. So kind of almost looks like a hybrid with how bulky they are, but this is a 16 degree when you buy it off their website. I asked them to bend it so you can actually bend these clubs because they're forged. So they literally put it on in a clamp and then they bend them, you know, one way or the other. So they bent this down. So I asked them 2 degrees, but then I checked at Golf Galaxy. They said it might be 3 degrees. So this thing might actually be 13 degrees, but you know, I tell people 14 because it sounds more impressive, but let's say 14 degrees, effectively a 0 iron, what I call it, I guess. So this is my 3-wood. And so this one, I was almost certain today that I was hitting them 250 in the air, if not very, very close. And then that's not the biggest feature about these is they'll roll, you know, at least, you know, 10 or 15 yards. So, you know, I can, at minimum, I need to keep, you know, that 15-yard spacing or so between all these clubs. And so this one is actually, you know, let's say like 2 or 3 degrees stronger than the next nearest club, which was my 2 iron, which went 235. So I need this to go at least 250 and whatever beyond is a bonus. So that's, and then once that's the case, you know, and then it's a little bit daunting looking down at that, you know, it's a 1 iron, but nowadays you see how thick they are, you know, it's almost like you're looking down at a hybrid, you know, and so that's kind of the way that they've designed it, you know. And so it's funny, like when they bent it, you can kind of see, you can still see the face, you know, which whenever you can actually see the actual face, it just gives you a little bit more confidence, you know, than something that's like closed, you know, or like turned over. So, you know, when I set up with this, like I can still see the actual face, you know, and so that gives me a little bit, still a bit, retains a bit of confidence when you look down. So they didn't bend it so you can't see any of the face. So it's good, you know, and I'm getting really good at this. And I just posted a video about the concepts that I need to be able to hit this thing regularly and consistently and then get that 250. This is basically like my fairway finder. And so I've tried to hit a 3-wood in the past. I bought a really nice one, a Rad Speed, and I cannot hit those things. I treat it as a driver and then I start lifting up on it. And then I don't treat it like an iron, which is the way you should almost swing it down on it. So I just can't do it. You know, my brain just cannot reconcile it. And so it's always screaming for irons. And so that's why I bought this. And so I had a 0 iron, the older version of this, which was one of my favorite clubs next to my 2 iron. But, you know, it's not with me anymore. But this one's good. You know, I was thinking about trying to find some of the older ones and then get the same one back. But I think being a lefty, it's hard to replace clubs, especially used ones. But sometimes actually new ones are hard to replace too. But I'm going to stick with this. And then it actually helps my spacing to have this one be a few degrees, you know, further apart than my 2 iron. So they're not just 16, 18, 20, you know, and that kind of thing. So I'm good with that, you know, and so I'm good with keeping this one as my 3-wood. And then, you know, as long as I can keep hitting it consistently, me bending it down 2 or 3 degrees actually gives me that extra little bit off the tee, because majority of the time I'm going to hit this off the tee 99% of the time. And unless I have like, you know, a fairly wide open fairway and I'm trying to like run one up there or scoot one, you know, on a par 5 or something. But, you know, I can actually hit this off the ground pretty good. And so, you know, it didn't lose that ability to be hit off the ground. That's what I really, really liked about my other one, the 16 degree one. Last year's the older version of this. I hit it very, very well off the tee. It felt a little bit lighter in the head. And then, you know, I just hit it off the ground pretty good. But again, this one, it's a bit of a trade-off. Like I can hit it further off the tee because of the bending, but maybe it's a little bit slightly less forgiving off the ground, but I don't really hit it off the ground very much. If I ever need to hit a shot like that off the ground, I'd rather hit the 2-iron, which is coming in the mail. So, and it's more forgiving, and then, you know, I lose, you know, 5 degrees, but I'd rather hit that 18-degree 2-iron off the ground than this thing, you know, unless there's a very, very specific reason for me to do that. So the last driver that I had was a Maverick. And so, you know, I just used this opportunity to change it up. And I went with this because I got a good deal on it. And so it was used, but it was pretty much near mint. Got a little mark on it today, but it's this Cobra Speed Zone. Got a good deal. It was like a couple $100. The face is really cool, like just looking. It's got this like infinity thing on it, and it's like got this kind of neat pattern on it. And you know, it's nice. It's loud. You know, when you hit it, that might be my only sort of qualm, I guess, but I'm not against it. It's just what I was used to for the time having my Maverick. It was a very dull sound. This one is like louder, and so it's not a bad thing necessarily. I really like it at setup. I like the shaft. It's all kind of grayed out. It's I don't even know what this is. It's Aldila, okay, and it is extra stiff, 65X. So, you know, it's cool. It even has this Arcos thing, which like tracks your yardages, which I don't care about that much. But you know, the head is good. You know, I like the look. I like that it has this yellow thing to kind of give it shape around the outside and just kind of the contour, and then a Cobra to line up your ball, you know, the logo. So I'm good with it. You know, again, the grip is a little unique, but I like it enough to keep it. It's okay. It feels a little bit fatter. That might just be the shaft. I don't know, but definitely not hitting it worse or anything like that, you know, than my Maverick. It's, you know, I don't have the TrackMan numbers, but it's probably the same, you know, and so the good shots are doing the same thing as my other one. So I just posted a video on the things that I need to do to hit this thing well. First and foremost, I got to get it up in the air, and so I have to like really focus on keeping my head back. But this thing, you know, for it to be useful, it has to go further than 280 yards. That's where I'm at, because this 0-iron will go 250. And again, I could put 10 balls down and I feel like I could hit at least, you know, 7 at 250 or more with this 0-iron in play, like down like a reasonable size fairway. So that puts a lot of pressure on this club because I'm just not consistent with it. So even if it's not as consistent as that, it has to be further. So, you know, I have to really work on this. This is the biggest weakness in my bag. It's not the driver's fault because this one and the last one were really good. But, you know, that's really, you know, the main thing. Really all my irons and all that, I feel comfortable with them. And, you know, the technology, and this technology is obviously good too. And, you know, there might be some, you know, technology in here making it more aerodynamic. They've kind of rounded off the face, and, you know, again, I don't have the numbers to prove that, but, you know, it felt nice, you know, swinging it. And so it didn't feel clunky or, you know, when the ball was hit, you know, it came off hot for sure. And it sounded hot. So, you know, that's my set, you know, and then I was also able to upgrade, you know, my rangefinder. So this thing's really cool. Bushnell Tour V5 shift. And so, you know, it's nice, you know, from what I've seen. I've just tried shooting a couple of the pins on the range. And then the nice thing that I like about this one, my old one was like extremely old and just not good, but this one has a feature where if it's like competing with different things, it actually will illuminate the screen and then shake, so you know that you've hit a pin. And I like that feedback, so you can have confidence knowing that it hit the actual pin. And then it has the slope elevation adjustment My other one did, but I did not trust in it, so I never used it. This is like the latest, I think second to the best that they sell, so it's pretty good technology. But that's pretty much my bag, you know. And then I threw a couple AVXs in there, and then you know, I play, you know, I got these Strixon gloves, you know, which I like. I just bought a bunch of them in bulk a while ago, and so always keep those in there. And then got my water bottle. But I just really like the bag. It's super light. It's insanely light. And it looks like it's based on these, again, they could be lying, but they say that it's made out of like recycled material. And then I got this like custom towel being with my name on it. So not expensive. I think I got them off Amazon, but just to identify it, you know, and that kind of thing. But that's my bag. So everything's complete except the 2-iron that's coming in the mail tomorrow, which is different shaft than this, which I was, again, my other 2-iron had the exact same shaft, green handle, but a grip, but you know, I may switch it out. But the shaft that's in that one is really good. It's like just a really high-end shaft, just like these Project X ones. So I don't think it's extra stiff. Don't think it'll matter. You know, I don't think it, honestly, stiff and extra stiff don't make that much of a difference. I don't even think I really have any reason to play an extra stiff with my driver, because I want to actually kind of swing it a little bit more, you know, calmly. I just don't want to change these ever, because like it's just, they feel nice, so I'll stick with it. But stiff and extra stiff don't really make that much of a difference, I don't think, so I'll probably just keep it as it is when it comes. But that'll be my bag. So I only have one driver and then all the rest irons.